Happy almost Thanksgiving, everybody.
Yes.
This morning we want to know what's your favorite side. Weigh in. We're going to talk more about it coming up in just a bit.
I'm very hungry with all of the food talk we've had this morning.
I know. We've talked about it a little
Yeah.
bit. All right, we're going to talk about it more in just a second. First, another big tradition in addition to sort of the cooking of the big meal, watching the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade on WCNC Charlotte.
So a lot has changed in its nearly 100-year history. Take a look.
It's almost time to watch the big parade, but did you know it was originally called the Macy's Christmas Parade? Let's connect the dots. It was 1924, the Roaring Twenties. The first parade featured 3 floats pulled by horses, 4 bands, and real live animals from the Central Park Zoo. The animals tended to be unpredictable, and they scared a lot of the parade goers. So, after a few years, they were replaced with the now famous balloons, which were an instant hit. In the early days, the balloons were released into the air at the end of the parade. But after several death-defying mishaps, that tradition stopped. Fast forward to 1945, and for the first time, the parade was televised. Since then, it's only gotten bigger and better. But one thing's remained the same over 9 decades. The parade always closes out with the big man himself, Santa Claus. And that is connecting the dots.
And usually after the parade,
Oh, yeah.
it's time to start
Ben's favorite.
Yeah. Well, no, the dog show. Yes, you're right. That is my favorite. But
Yeah.
Did you ever go to the parade when you were up there? I went up there one time.
I did.
But you don't see that much.
We went to the parade one year.
Yeah,
I've told people that it's so much. It is a made-for-TV event.
Yes.
really is.
Yes.
Like
agree with that.
that's
You're kind of stuck in that one area.
Yeah.
You
You're
can't
on
get
one
around.
block on 38th
Yeah.
Street, and all you see is the things go by, and
Yeah.
you're like, hey. You don't realize they all stop at
people
34,
fighting to see
where they all
everything.
perform.
And
Like,
the performances on the floats are probably hard to see.
yeah,
Right.
you can't. It's just a blur.
From your TV is much better.
It's much better.
Yeah.
Much better.
Well, if you do plan on cooking tomorrow, we have a lot to talk about. One very divisive issue, and that is which side is the best?
Goodness.
Left
We're gonna-
side. At the table? Yeah.
We're going
Which
to start
side
some fights
dish?
with this one. A new survey from Campbell's says the side that people seem to like the most right there, number 1, stuffing
Or is it dressing?
or dressing. Most mashed potatoes, second most popular side. Sweet potatoes coming in number 3. Survey also revealed that more than half of people would prefer to skip the turkey altogether and just eat a whole plate full of sides. So this morning we want to know, what is your favorite Thanksgiving side? Comment below. Let us know. We heard from a lot of folks over on the broadcast this morning. A lot of folks agreed that stuffing
They did.
/ dressing.
I think, do we have the comments to pull up? John Kelly saying cornbread stuffing is my favorite. John Kelly, my grandmother makes cornbread stuffing. I shared the recipe on my social media every year, but something about that cornbread stuffing,
Grandma
dressing, whatever.
French?
Oh, yes, Weenie French.
Yeah.
That's right. Melissa Banks, homemade stuffing, my favorite food. Joy Mott, sweet potato pie is my favorite. And here are the
casserole.
comments we got this morning. Yeah. Mac and cheese. Hot take, mashed potatoes with fresh cranberry sauce. Keep the jellied cranberry out of my house.
I get that. I
I
get that.
love the jellied cranberry sauce. Whenever I was a kid, I was so fascinated with like the ridges from the can
Yep.
being on the cranberry. It just looks so cool when it just like jiggles and then you cut it into slices.
Green bean casserole, love it. All the sides, we fix everyone's favorite. No bad choices. Stuffing, like you said, it's once a year. My favorite is dressing. Don't forget the collard greens. Another one, collard greens.
yeah.
Everybody knows that baked mac and cheese is the number 1 side for every holiday.
Correct.
Including Thanksgiving.
Correct.
You know, one year, well, actually a couple of years, I decided since, everybody.
Oh,
It's done yet.
they're wrapping you.
We're still going.
Are you going to tell your story
Yes,
again?
we're just getting into this. No, but a few years ago, since I like stuffing, I was like, let me try to make a stuffing from scratch, and no, this does not end in a fire drill. And so I did one that had chestnuts in it. I did one that had sausage in it. I've never did the oyster one because I'm fascinated by the oyster stuff. I've just never done it. But honestly, I come back to the stuff in the box.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
But did you grow up with that?
Off and on.
Yeah. See, I think people just go to whatever they grew up with.
No. Absolutely
No?
not. I totally reject that.
Really?
I totally look for other things outside what I grew up with.
Are you like a try new things?
I'm not an overly nostalgic person. Like, oh, because it's the way it's always been done. That's not me at all.
No, but I'm just saying that like you can have different dishes, but I think people's favorite thing, like when people are saying stuffing, my homemade stuffing, my grandma's, it's like that's what they like because, like for example, I always had I don't know why I'm saying this on the live stream, but
Hey, why not?
had grew up with my grandmother's dressing, and we have it every year. And then when I went to my in-laws, I'm just going to say it.
Yeah.
Anyway, which a lot of people do, they break the big bread chunks in it. I've seen friends already posting about it.
Yep.
And I was like, well, this is not how you make dressing or stuffing or whatever you call it, because I was so used to, like, I was craving the way my grandmother made it. But hers was good too.
Yeah.
But I think people just, their favorite dishes are mainly what they grew up with. Not that you can't bring a new side.
I feel like
You're
there's
always also a very nostalgic person.
Yes, I am.
I feel like there's a universal debate around like whether people can try new things and bring new things to Thanksgiving or like just bring what you're known for.
Because
what's the most unusual thing you ever had for Thanksgiving? I'm going to talk.
You must have something. Tell us.
Yeah, please.
Because I talked yesterday about college, how lonely college. I was at college and I had pizza.
Oh, okay.
It's all we had.
It's maybe the one day of the year I don't want pizza.
I know. It was very strange. I know. But,
that's what you're saying, the strangest thing you have.
not the typical.
Well, I will say, I mean, not at like a Thanksgiving meal, but when I've worked in news, we've definitely ordered like Chinese food on Thanksgiving or Christmas.
I told you that my first like Thanksgiving in Charlotte, I was working Concord Mills Black Friday, so I was working the night before, and me and my photog had Thanksgiving at Hooters.
That's funny.
Me.
I don't know.
Prior conversation.
I don't know what is funnier.
Prior conversation before the cut-in. Me at Hooters.
Yeah.
Yes, Hooters for Thanksgiving, or the fact that Ben is at
Hooters. Was it good?
I was fine. I'm just sitting there thinking to myself, all by myself.
I've heard they do have good wings.
In my mid-20s in a new town, and I'm like, Thanksgiving at Hooters.
There's lots of funny stories when you're working Thanksgiving.
Well, if you work Christmas, I worked many back in the day at night, and you would find the only restaurant was the Chinese food. I had a lot of Chinese food at Christmas.
I've done that several times.
I told Ben, though, after his story yesterday, making the sweet potato casserole and adding marshmallows and then expanding, setting off the fire alarm, yada, yada. You can watch our live stream from yesterday if you want to hear the full story. But he said he hasn't made it since. I said, Ben, you have got... This has to be, you have to make it.
It's amazing to me that I'm not scarred by Thanksgiving, actually.
No, you have to make this dish, and you come in, and then you tell the story, and everybody laughs around the table.
And it's on fire. Flambe.
Yes, that'd be great.
And then your nieces and nephews are like, Uncle Ben, tell him that same story, but isn't his sweet potato casserole good?
I know. You know, honestly, I think probably because you and I have talked about this before, I think I've worked most Thanksgivings because it's a relatively easy shift to work when you're working holidays.
Especially in an NBC station.
Yeah, because we've got the parade and the dog show, so it's an easy day to work.
You guys working this tomorrow?
I'm actually
I'll be here with you.
I'm off. So I don't think I've really made that much. Like I said, I did the stuffing a few years ago. Besides that,
you should do it tomorrow then.
Yes.
And send
family. Ben's mom.
Send video.
Who's not on Facebook.
I know.
He's making the sweet potato casserole with marshmallows.
Maybe next year.
But you may be driving in the rain, right? If you're.
Thank you for remembering that, because I was going to.
You're going to wrap. You're going to wrap it up like yesterday.
I know.
Do we have one?
Go for it.
Or do you...
He was going to forget about it too.
The Thanksgiving parade forecast.
Tonight.
Tonight.
And it's supposed to be nice.
It's going to be very nice. You know, the parade kicks off about 5:45 uptown 9th Street, and it's going to be in the 50s the whole parade. So that's not bad. Not bad at all.
Very nice. But traveling tomorrow is not going to be great. So heads up.
Tomorrow. Yeah.
No.
And Macy's parade is going to be raining up there.
Well, good thing you'll be on your couch.
That's right.
I'll be working. I'll be outside.
Oh, you will?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll be thinking about you guys.
We'll give you a call.
That's right.
Wake up call.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah. Bring that sweet potato casserole in. Marshmallows on top.
All right.
Not too
Happy
many.
Thanksgiving. Yeah, please. Don't cause a fire. We'll see you tomorrow.